Hi, this is Rebecca Hines, and I'd like to give you a quick overview of the break room that we'll be implementing at the Bales Community Academy to help support self-regulation among our students. The principles of the break room are based simply on the idea that we do need to be more proactive in helping kids learn to manage and monitor their own behavior and emotions. It's not a new concept, and most of us in the field right now are hearing a lot about self-regulation, social emotional learning, etc. And the break room is just one layer to add to the school that provides for positive behavioral supports. We expect that most kids come to school knowing how to self-regulate to a certain degree, and in most cases they do. However, we do have some kids who really don't yet have the skills to manage their emotions, especially when they're in school. So we'll be focusing on this idea of helping students to self-soothe, understand how to request a break, know how to manage their time, and know how to respond to their own emotions. There's tons of opportunities and materials online that you can investigate to support self-regulation. In our case, we're going to be going with the principle of having another place for kids to go when they're feeling stressed or distressed. Although the break room is designed for promoting pro-social behavior, we do want to extend that idea of break in general. And we recognize that in part, it's so teachers will have a break from the kids who are causing them stress or who are for any reason creating a situation in the environment that you feel might become explosive. So the basics are simple. Students come in, we set a timer for 15 minutes. The kids settle in, we engage them in conversation if they choose to converse. We model appropriate behavior for de-escalating. We use think alouds. We help students set a goal and then encourage them to return to class. The timer, in our experience, has been instrumental in helping students understand when the break begins and when the break ends. We make sure to transition kids out after the 15 minutes. So any students who report to the break room should be returning to your class within approximately 15 minutes. In the break room, we do use a specific protocol to make sure that we are using best practice when working with kids. So the general routine that we will all be using when students report to the break room, we will introduce ourselves. We will invite the students to find a comfy place to sit. We will monitor whether or not they're following instructions. If the student chooses to go work independently, we do not interfere and converse. We only talk with the kids when they choose to talk to somebody who's in the break room. We do encourage the kids and we watch to make sure that they're safe, but our goal is to help kids learn to manage their own behavior. When the timer goes off, we send students back to the classroom. In our experience, we ran the break room at another elementary school and had more than 250 students participate. We thought in the beginning that transitioning might be our biggest problem, but in 97% of the time, students transitioned smoothly after the timer went off. They transitioned smoothly back to their classroom. We do understand that at Bales we have a much different population of students in some cases, and we do understand that we're going to modify this break room routine just a bit, and we will be prepared to seek teacher support in instances of students not being able to effectively transition. The setup for the break room is simple. Every participating teacher will have a break room pass that they would give to a student when he or she wants to come to the break room. We encourage teachers to let students request a break room pass if they feel like they're getting agitated or if they feel like they need a moment alone to regroup for any reason. Again, it's not a behavioral intervention per se. It's a proactive behavioral intervention. When the students come to the break room, we do a quick little intake to note the grade level, different demographics. We do a quick inventory, just a brief 1 to 5 rating scale in terms of how aggressive or agitated the student appears to be. We also in the past have monitored the location that the student spends time. We do not record the student name. All of the data that we gather has been just to inform our practice and to get a sense of whether or not it's working for the school, because our goal is to provide this as a service to the school. From our existing data, we have learned that kids largely choose the cozy corner where they work independently, 61% of the time. 2/3 of the visitors in our previous experience were boys. 42% were rated calm when they entered the room. 15% were rated as aggressive or agitated entering the room. When they left, 86% of the visitors were calm, and only 1% continued to be agitated or aggressive. And as previously mentioned, 97% of the time, the students did transition smoothly. So we are hopeful that we can have positive outcomes as we work with students. Again, the break room is completely student-centered. The goal is to provide opportunities for kids to de-escalate or to regroup. It's completely voluntary on the part of the teachers. We invite anyone who would like to take advantage of the service to send students down to the break room with the pass and expect them back approximately 15 minutes later. All of the information informing the practice of the break room is based on basic research that has been existing for quite some time, Glasser's choice theory, active listening. There's tons of articles these days about things like an escape pass approach. And then I know we're familiar with CHAMPS and things like Sanford Harmony to promote student behavior. If there's anything that I can do personally to help anyone understand the concept or to better explain the rules or the protocol, please let me know.